Mike Pence doesn't buy the idea that the rich should pay their fair share of taxes. Shocker, right? Shocker. A Republican candidate is coming out and saying that the rich should not have to pay more in taxes and that he does not want to tax the rich in a higher, more aggressive way than is currently being done. Just a shocker, guys. This one put me on the ground because I couldn't believe a Republican would ever be in support for less taxes for the rich. I could not believe this. Just kidding. It's their only platform that they have. So let's look at the clip of Mike Pence real quick and talk about it after.
The rich, but I'm somebody that I don't really buy into the rich need to pay their fair share. I mean, when you look at the statistics of where we actually get funding for the government, the top 10% of earners in this country, I'm somebody.
Okay, so what he goes on to say there is the top 1% of earners or 10% of earners in this country pay the most in taxes. And that is true, but the reason they pay the most in taxes is because they have such huge exploitative, ridiculously high incomes. So a person that makes $100,000 paying 5% in their taxes, and a person paying $1 million paying 5% on their taxes, person paying $1 million is going to be paying more, but they're also going to have way more left over than the person with less money paying the same amount. So this is why the rich should be, in fact, taxed at a much higher rate because that's what's fair, and then that's what leaves them with a similar proportional amount of income left over as the lower 90% of taxpayers. So I'm just going to bring up this article here real quick from USA Today. And this says, how do rich people avoid paying taxes? Wealthy Americans skirt $160 billion a year in tax payments. So they're not just, it's not just that rich people are not paying their taxes or they're not paying their income tax, because they have to, it's illegal if they don't. But they have ways and they have the resources to get their tax liability as low as it could possibly be, including various tactics that are pointed out in this article. So it says the top 1% underpay their taxes by $163 billion. How do the super rich avoid paying taxes? Foundations, gifting, family offices, investments, moving residency. So they have all these tactics and all these loopholes of ways that they get out of paying what they owe the government. And the bottom 90% of taxpayers, they don't have the resources to gift, to start a foundation, or to gift, or to invest, or to move. They just don't have that sort of ability. So what we mean when we say tax the rich at a higher rate, what we mean is let's make it to where it is a fair amount that is being paid by everybody in the country, and that everybody is contributing a certain portion of their income, and everybody is contributing to make America be as good of a country as we could possibly be. And it's just not surprising whatsoever that a Republican candidate doesn't want taxes to be raised on the rich, or he doesn't agree that the rich should pay their fair share. It's like, this is their only platform that they have. They have, let's take rights away from as many people as we can, and let's keep the rich not paying their fair share of taxes. That's it. That is it. And thankfully, we got a 15% minimum corporate tax by Joe Biden, which is finally implemented. It's ridiculous it took so long for a minimum corporate tax to be paid. But there's no reason that people who make the top 1% of earners shouldn't be paying way, 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 way more than they do. Because there's a whole bunch of people out there that could benefit from it. And let me just remind you that 5 people in this country have more wealth than the bottom 50% of the population of the United States of America. 340 million plus people. 5 people have more money than half of 340 million people. Is that a free country? Is that equality? Is that liberty? I don't think so. I think that if you want to go out and make a bunch of money, if you want to make as much money as you can, if you want to make tens of millions of dollars or billions of dollars, knock yourself out. Okay, knock yourself out. But you have to give back at a rate that is higher than the rest of the country that hasn't been as fortunate. Because as a society, in my opinion, a society is only as good as its worse off citizen. And going by that metric, this country has failed. This country has failed. And this country has not lived up to its promise. And this country has not provided an adequate has not provided adequate opportunity for people. And the American dream is that anybody can come here and anybody can succeed. But if the rich keep stockpiling their wealth and not contributing in equal and fair ways, like Mike Pence wants it to be, this country is never going to live to its full potential. And we are always going to be a country with many, many people who are suffering and are struggling. And that's not a place that, personally, I want to live.